Hi everyone, this is Kenzie from OpenWater. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to create a Nominator/Nominee workflow. So first, what is a Nominator/Nominee workflow? This is a workflow that utilizes two programs to first collect nominations, and then second, to have an application for those who have been nominated. This can be used for restaurant awards, business awards, for individuals being elected to a board, for example. The possibilities are really endless as long as you need to first nominate and then have an application. So let's dive right into our example and see what that looks like. So first, we're going to be in the Nominator program. So we're making a nomination, and in this case, we just have some basic information here. So this is my information. And then on the nominee information, or the second page, you can enter the information of the nominee. In this case, I've also added a couple extra questions just to show that there are more possibilities. So we have, has the nominee agreed to be nominated? And then also a question so that we can answer for the qualifications of the individual that we're nominating. You could also have questions for certain positions, if it's a board, if it's a certain type of restaurant, so fine dining versus fast food. In this case, we'll just autofill this, and then we'll save and finalize. Now, because we've entered that email there for the nominee, I will receive an email both as a confirmation to me as the nominator, but also the nominee will receive an email that sends them the link to submit their actual application. So we'll pull that up here. And here's just a basic email that we've set up. So it just shows my name. So this is personalized. So we can see the nominee is Mackenzie, and then I am Kenzie. And then we have a link to fill out our application. So when we press that, we'll get this new application to fill out here. So as you can see, it looks very similar to the first one. However, now we're logged in as the nominee. Again, we auto-populate some information here. You can configure this however you'd like. And then we'll go to the next page where we see the actual application. So here we can see we have a preferred position, a couple different options here, a couple questions to fill out, and you can configure this however you like. You can make fields required, not required, and then all they need to do is press save and finalize, and they're done. So once that's done, they've now submitted their application, and they're ready for review. So now let's look at the setup of what is needed to actually create these programs. So first we have the Nominator program. And so all they need to do is you can collect simple information such as the nominator information and the nominee information. You can have more advanced nominations, so similar to my setup where there was additional questions. And then finally, the final piece is a confirmation email to both the nominator and the nominee. So let's take a look at the setup of that. So here we're in the backend of OpenWater, and we have our two programs. So we're going to go to the Nominator program and press Manage. Under Round Settings, we have our submission form. And these are the two different forms that we saw previously. You can, again, configure these however you like, but all you need to ensure that you include is both the name and the email of the nominee, and of course the nominator. This allows you to utilize that name and email and send the confirmation email, which we'll take a look at now. Under Round Settings, we have confirmation emails. And here we can see I've already set up both emails. So we have the nominator email and then the nominee email as well. So let's take a look at the nominator first. So as we can see, we've overridden the to address as the submission field that was their email. And then we've just done some basic setup here. So we've done their first name, last name, and then thank you for nominating. And this would be the nominee's name. You can configure this however you like. You can include information from the submission. You can spice it up a little bit more if you'd like. But let's take a look at the nominee confirmation now. So for this one, again, we override the to address to the nominee email, not the nominator email. You can configure the subject. Again, you can add variables to make it personalized to this individual. And here in this case, we have their name, and then we have you've been nominated by, and that's the nominator first and last name. Please fill out your application here. This link is the direct to program link, which is the link that allows users to access the submission form for any given program. So in this case, we've linked the correct direct to program link from our application form, and then we save this, and as we saw, it gets sent out and it gets personalized. You can also add conditions. So if you'd like to first set them to pending approval, for example, and then have the email sent out once an admin has approved it, you can also do that. So to recap, we need a nomination form where someone can nominate another through the form itself. You can configure this as a simple form where it's just basic information, or a more advanced nomination where you require answers from the nominator. And then, of course, you need the confirmation emails to both the nominator and the nominee. and the nominee needs the direct to program link in the email. Next, let's take a look at the nominee program. So back in OpenWater, let's take a look. In this case, we're going to go to the nominee program instead. We're going to press manage. And right on this page, this is actually where we get that direct to program link. So this is the link I copied over into the email that I was just showing. But now let's head to the submission form. And this is where you'll configure all the questions that you want to ask on your application. Again, you can configure this however you like. And then the nominee will be required to fill out however you've had it configured. Now that the nominee has filled out their application, you can also set up reviewing or judging. And of course, you can have multiple rounds. So if you need them to further submit more information after the first round of reviewing, or you just want to have multiple rounds of reviewing, you can easily configure that. So that's how you set up a nominator/nominee workflow. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our team or head to learn.openwater.com. Thank you.